All right, good morning and welcome back to another episode. Hopefully it's going to be a killer episode for you guys. As you can see, you got grass, you got mats in the background. That means we're out on the California Delta. It's been a couple weeks since I've been able to actually come out here for a day of fishing. I got a little bit of a late start today, got on the water about 7:30, 8 o'clock. Tide's outgoing all day. I've got a lot of cool stuff today. It's probably going to be a flip punch frog kind of bite today. Maybe once that current starts really moving, getting a reaction bite on some of those solitary islands out here. But we've got some cool stuff today. I'm going to be throwing everything from what's in my Mystery Tackle Box Pro box, and also as well as some stuff that Carl's Bait and Tackle has sent me. This is a new line of crankbaits that they came out with. They've got some killer colors that should work out here on the Delta. And one last thing is this sweet shirt right here. Exotic Camo. Yes, I know I talked to you guys about it in a video previously, but they reached out to me again and I decided to give them a try. And I really like their product. Super, super cool lines. They've got everything from shirts to dress shirts to shorts to board shorts, and we're going to have some custom ones coming out here soon. They reached out and said, hey, we'd like to put your logo on some of our stuff. So stay tuned for that. If you guys want to check it out, I'll leave a link in the description down below. Exotic Camo and Fishing. It's freaking sweet. Use my code BB25 to get 25% off your entire order. You can use it on clearance items. You can use it on regular priced items, whatever. Check it out. I'm going to stop talking. Cause freaking fish are about to be caught. So stay tuned. Let's get to fishing. There's a lot of fry in the water over here. Anyways, we're starting out. We're punching some mats over here. This is that real red viney stuff. I don't remember the name of it. But what you guys can't be afraid to punch is this stuff right here. This hydrilla. It's not really the greatest time to punch it right now because it's not standing straight up. But it does provide a canopy right now. So we're gonna punch this stuff here on the bank side and as well as this stuff that's out here on the outside. See if we can't find a couple fish. Should be some fish on under here. Outgoing tide. They should start to be pulling out into this hydrilla. Hopefully we can find them. This is a pretty big mat, so could have a big school underneath. Good water depth. Probably about 4 to 5 feet of water underneath. Perfect for these big mamas to be sitting in. Oh, that was a fish. Missed him. He said, ding ling 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 ling. All right, so first spot, like you guys saw, I had one bite punch in the thick stuff, and that's okay, you know. When you come out here on days like this where you just have a day to go fishing, you're not trying to fish spots that you know you can catch them. You're trying to fish spots that you haven't fished before. It's all about finding new water, and so when I come out on days like this, I try to dedicate the day to fishing spots that I've never fished before. This is just a slough that I drive through all the time, and I never actually stop and fish it. It's got a good deep water on the edge of the tules and good water underneath the mat. So punched it, got one bite. We're gonna try to keep replicating that same bite until we stumble into a group of fish. And you know, and that's how it is out here. You know, it takes literally one mat to catch 20 pounds out of. So I'm gonna keep grinding and keep moving. So this spot that I stopped at is a little bit different than the last one. As you can see, there's not a whole lot of ambush points on, you know, this hydrilla. It's a very thick wall. of grass. Typically I don't get as many bites punching in this kind of stuff. I typically get bit in areas where it's a little more sparse, where the fish can, you know, have more areas to ambush bait in, but it doesn't mean that you can't stop and fish really quick down one of these, you know, hydrilla walls and see if there isn't a fish or two hiding out in between. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be pitching to the front, to the middle, and to the back to see if, you know, the fish are relating to whatever the contour on the bottom is. And typically once you get that first bite, that first initial bite, it'll tell you where the fish are congregating at, and then you should be able to replicate it as you move on throughout the day. So we're going to see if we can't figure something a little bit like that out. And then you also don't want to pass up in this back. There's a little pocket of open water. You don't want to pass up pitching a frog back there, and seeing if there's a fish up really shallow. So. There we go. There's one on the frog. Little guy. I watched him take that under too. That guy ain't gonna be worth looking at. Nice little short fish. First one, Booyah Pad Crusher in white. There's one. Yeah, it's a solid fish. Solid fish. Nothing huge. Jeez. He hammered it. Yeah. Just punching that googan baits right there. Pissing. Solid fish though. Best one of the day so far. See if we can find a couple more in this mat. So because I got a bite here, that might mean there's a congregation of fish. I'm just gonna fish it a little bit slower. Normally I kind of burn down the mats and hope for a bite. Hopefully the fish tell me what's going on, but because I got a bite, I'm just gonna fish this mat a little bit slower, make some methodical casts, kind of, you know, cast to the different contour lines of the water, and hope to get another bite. Hopefully they're stacked up in here. Oh, that was a freaking good one. Oh man. Hit it on the fall. Just didn't get a good hook into him, I guess. Frick. Oh, he took my freaking bait. Holy crap, that fish hammered it. Well, definitely figuring out a pattern on where you actually got to punch to get a bite. So just got a bite, and if you can see, I mean, this is a pretty big, you know, pretty big piece of vegetation that I'm punching, but if you look closely, there's a smaller, how do I explain it? There's like a smaller shelf that comes off, and you can kind of see where that shelf, it's like really low over the water, and it just kind of sits on top creating a mat. But the bites that I've been getting are on that secondary shelf right behind that overhang. And I don't know if it's because of the shade that it causes, or that's like where the break that's where it gets, you know, goes from deeper water to shallow water, but that's where I've been getting my punch bites at. And so you can see it kind of like goes off and it's like an L. It's like a straight up, it's like a shelf. And so that's where my punch bites have been coming. So hopefully I can replicate that and continue to get bit. You freaking butt nugger. Got you that time, huh? Oh! What the frick? This freaking sucks. I'm getting all the freaking bites in the world and I can't connect. Yep, that was a fish. I think it was small though. All right, little midday update for you guys. I just went up and down this island right here that had a pretty good vegetation on it, and man, I got bit like 10 or 15 times punching and couldn't get the fish in the boat. I don't know if it was because I was letting my bait fall on slack line, I didn't have that tension on it, so when I set the hook it had already spit the bait out, or the other possibility is if I just didn't let him eat it long enough. Typically when I'm out here punching, man, as soon as I feel that bite, I set the hook, but I'm gonna have to kind of adjust and see what it is that it's gonna take to get these fish in the boat. So it's literally like high noon right now. Bite should be tapering off, but I'm still getting bit punching, so I'm gonna run around, see if I can't find another, oh hey ladybug, see if I can't find another mat to punch, and hopefully replicate the bite. So stay tuned. Alright, so fast forward, it's the next day, just launched out of New Hope, coming back out here for a little bit of redemption. You know, I only got out for a couple hours yesterday and just could not figure out how to get the punch fish in the boat. You guys saw, I had like 20 plus bites punching and just couldn't get it figured out. So I'm out here, you know, hopefully trying to beat all the crazy boat traffic. That's why I kind of came up north. There's going to be a little bit less pleasure boaters up here. I'm just going to run north, going to run past Snodgrass and Twin Cities Bridge and just see if I can't get onto a frog bite and if a punch bite if there's any grass up here, since I haven't been that far north this year. So hopefully there isn't too much boat traffic out here, because it really made fishing yesterday tough. And hopefully we can find a little frog bite and a punch bite if they're chewing. We got pretty much every rod in the boat right now, because you just never know on a day like today. There's a little bit of wind, just about coming to the bottom of the low tide right now. So hopefully we can get it figured out. Hopefully we can put a few fish in the boat for you guys to see. So without further ado, let's get to fishing. Oh, you little turd nugget. Another one missed it. Get you back in there and see if he'll go again. Nope. There we go. There we go. He choked the frog. Little guy. Little guy. Way back in there in the shade. That's where he should be. There's the first fish of the day. Oh man, he is fat. Oh, he's got a crawdad down the back of his throat. Look at that. Pincher's coming out. You can see it. See his belly's just fat. And if you look down in there, I don't know if you can see it. crawdad in the throat. Sweet, first fish. Hopefully we can find a couple more. There we go, another one. That one's a little bit better, I think. Oh yeah, a little bit better. Not much, but yeah. Another fish ate it in the shade. Another 2-pounder. Nothing crazy, man. These fish are really warm. That one came off the Booyah Pad Crusher. I switched over from white, wasn't getting bit, so I put on this little bit of a brown color. Seems to be producing a couple more fish. So number 2. Color change, I guess. Well, it's good to know that I can still catch a fish. Rat, but still a fish. Really? First cast with a crankbait? Little guy. Alright. 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 Maybe I should have been throwing this. Little rat. Get back to it. There we go. That's a better one. A little bit better. Oh yeah. A lot a bit better. Nice 3-pounder. Yeah. Now that's what we like to catch right there. Solid 3-pound fish on the frog. See if we can't catch a couple more. Yes! All right, well, that is a wrap for the evening. Actually, a wrap for the weekend. Yesterday got out, missed a whole bunch of punch fish, decided, I wasn't going to play around with the boat track fit, got off the water. Today was able to get out after church for a couple hours for the evening bite. And, I thought the vast amount of water from a high tide being up north was going to be really good. Probably should have stuck in Snodgrass. That's where I had most of my bites. Caught them on frogs, punching, flipping. Didn't really have a whole lot of topwater bites, which is kind of what I expected, but it didn't happen. Thanks for watching, guys. If you guys are wondering why I didn't have a windy Wednesday nighter this last week, well, it was because my big motor went down and I wasn't able to compete. So I took 2 hours on the trolling motor and went all the way back to the launch ramp. A couple guys, good guys, stopped and asked if I needed any help, and I said, you know what, just go fishing, I'll get back eventually. So that's the reason why there wasn't one of those. So hopefully you guys enjoyed watching me catch some fish over the weekend. Didn't really have anything big. Caught a lot of fish, probably 15, 20 fish days. It just was lacking a big fish. The biggest fish I probably caught this weekend was only about 3.5. So I don't know where the big ones are. I seen a lot swimming around, a lot kind of cruising. Just couldn't get into bite. Couldn't get anything hardly on a reaction bait. The only thing I could get bit on was punching, throwing a frog. I'm not going to complain about that because that's my 2 favorite ways to do it. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, subscribe. hit up the channel and check out all the links down below. They've got stuff that I've thrown in the day. They've got all my links to the different channels and companies that help keep this channel alive. So till next time, remember, any cast can be a giant. Peace.